I was thinking for my next haircut, would it be nuts to go back to a shaved head? I'm not talking like full on top, but I'm talking like a one on the sides, really shorten it up top, like a little bit looking like John Cena.
No, I would not do that.
I
Personally would not do that.
actually, this could be the story time. When I was playing high school football, the high school I went to, one of the requirements is you had to shave your head before football season started every year. Like right when we were getting our helmets fitted, you had to shave your head. And it is like a tradition thing. The football team isn't the only team that shave their head. I'm pretty sure like volleyball kids, water polo kids, not basketball though. You guys get to keep your hair, but
You
like
gotta have
water
the
polo,
flow for basketball.
yeah, you get to keep it for basketball. I mean, you got to look fresh on the court, but for some other sports, as a freshman, you have to shave your head. But for football, every year, no matter what, you're shaving your head. And I'm pretty sure it was to be part of that Catholic hard bred mentality of we don't care what we look like. We're here to punish the opponents. It was definitely all about that bullshit. But the one thing I realized shaving my head every summer is how great it is just to have a shaved head. We're not talking appearance. We're talking pure living and how your life plays out with shorter hair. 80 million times. Like, first things first, my sleep exponentially improved. Just having less hair. I don't know why, but the cold side of the pillow is way colder with short hair. It is way colder with a shaved head, Everett. Let me tell you. And another thing I want to say about the shaved head, with all the benefits, like my number one favorite part was the cold side of the pillow was 50 times colder. My biggest problem though, us with our shaved heads, it wasn't like a buzz cut. It had to be a half. So if you got a one, too long, had to be a half, which I'm pretty sure like it is so
It's pretty,
like you cannot pinch
it's
it.
thin.
Like that's the rule. Every
Yeah.
coach comes up to you, and if they could pinch if they can get a grip on your hair, you have to reshave it, and you're running that day after practice a lot. But because it was that short, you had to pinch it. We were essentially bald, and for those first week or two, if I wasn't wearing a hat or if I literally didn't put sunscreen on my head, like literal like burning, and my head is flaking from like dead skin, like sunburn, like literally my scalp is peeling. It was the most disgusting thing I have ever experienced in my life. Like literally we're calling up Head and Shoulders for a personal shipment of their fucking dandruff shampoo. Like it was awful. And I guess the one benefit is I got a really cool hat collection throughout high school. I got a really dope ass hat collection. But oh my God, like whenever I see a bald person, I'm just like, I don't want to know how many times you got to deal with sunburns, putting aloe on your fucking scalp. Like I don't want to know the shit you had to go on.
Imagine going to like Hawaii or something with a brand new shaved head.
You can't. If you're that close to the equator, your scalp will like melt. Like you can't do it. Also, no free ads, but as a college student, I'd like to unfortunately announce that I officially like have to run on caffeine. I'm not proud to announce this. This is actually like one of the biggest failures of my life so far. One thing I want to blame though is my high school. My high school, they had these double shot espressos from Starbucks, which were really overpriced. They charge you $3.
That sounds like a bougie situation over there.
But let's just say, like, I don't have the statistics on this, but I guarantee that was a top 3 most purchased item before noon at my high school. Top 3 most purchased item in the school.
Oh, like from the vending machines, like they have it's like the top big bottles.
3,
yeah.
No. Small guys, like literally.
I've seen the ones that are like the iced ones are like this big.
Literally one chug done and you're
like a 5-hour energy.
Pretty much the size of a 5-hour energy. Okay. But it was like one of those Starbucks double shot things. I would literally run those like if I had an 8 a.m. test. I would never run those. But like I think that's where it started. I think that's where the caffeine addiction, the energy drink thing started. And my one big problem right now is that one cup of coffee doesn't quite get it done. Like I might need 2. But one of fucking these, no free ads. I'm not going to show the brand of this or the Apex Legends. We're not.
You already showed it.
No free ads.
Showed it.
I'll censor it. No free ads. But this thing, wow, just wow. Energy drinks. You guys have a market to college kids forever. Like you don't need to advertise outside of college.
I think that is their market. That is the market.
No, I know, but screw like partnering with like skateboarding shit. No, you don't need that. No. You have your market and it will never go away. It will never go away. So I want to say shout out, but also fuck you to energy drinks, to Big Energy.
to big energy. big energy.
Yes. But what a pre-show intro, Everett.
Yeah, I'm gonna
have a Mardi Gras story or two. Come on.
No, that'll be saved for next episode. Let's just wait until let's wait till Mardi Gras.
Under 20,000 Whippet canisters in the streets.
Oh, that's cute. You think it'd only be 20,000? All right.
That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know.
The one thing that I'm going to say before we start the episode is, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and on TikTok at Waterboy Pod. We're booming up on TikTok. We're trying to boom up on YouTube and on Spotify, everything else as well. So just make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share, do everything. Tell your grandparents. Just want to make sure that everybody's on top of it.
And just want to say also a big, big thank you to all of our loyal supporters, listeners, watchers, however you consume our podcast. We just hit 10,000 followers on TikTok. We just hit 1 million likes on TikTok. Business is booming. We've had 10 million views over the past 60 days, 3 million views over the past 6 days. Right now, we are in a period of growth that I would describe as unprecedented. We have not seen growth like this on the Waterboy podcast since our inception about a year ago. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the Waterboy faithful. You guys have helped make our dream become a reality in a way, and we're not done yet. We ain't even close to starting yet. So thank you guys for the continued
This was
support.
year zero.
Yeah, 2022 year zero. It was our COVID year. We're freshmen. It was a COVID year. Yeah, no. COVID year. Yeah. So we're in our freshman season. Year. That was a preseason, last football season. And we are all in on the 2023-24 season. But with that being said, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today, I forgot the number of the podcast. Today is episode 93. 93, 7 episodes away from the big 100. I never thought we would have hit triple digits when we started this, but here we are. 7 episodes away.
Yeah.
And we're in a special time of sports. Football season is done. If you're an XFL, USFL truther, well, USFL hasn't started yet, but if you're an XFL truther, season is still going on. The
season's only begun.
For the general public, though, football is over. Football is done. And Everett, I think I found what I'm going to get into when football season is over, other than college basketball over the weekend, Everett. I was scrolling through some clips on TikTok, found a WWE clip, Everett, and I found out last Saturday was the Elimination Chamber. I've never, ever watched WWE pay-per-view in my life, but I found out they now do their pay-per-views streaming on Peacock. Now, I don't have a Peacock login, but I have a friend with a Peacock login, so I checked out what was the first pay-per-view event I've ever watched in the WWE, and I'd say I spent 3 months watching it in 2011, and then I stopped. But I don't think I've been that entertained watching some type of pay-per-view event. I'm talking wrestling, UFC, boxing here. I was beyond entertained watching that. I was watching that with a couple of buddies.
Really?
And they weren't really into WWE at all, except one of them who was, when I brought it up, he was like, oh shit, sure, fuck it, why not? I don't really care about the dunk contest. And so I watched the Elimination Chamber, Everett, and let's just say I didn't know anyone fighting other than Logan Paul because he showed up. Didn't know anyone fighting but Logan Paul.
Okay.
But I was so entertained. So entertained. My one big complaint though about the WWE right now is that a majority of their entrance music, like their theme songs, are pretty shitty. That's my one complaint. Like, not as iconic as like John Cena or The Rock or Stone Cold's walkout music. Some of these other guys got some weird ass shit now that I don't really think is that lit. That's my one complaint though. The actual wrestling though, I was really entertained. I think I found what I'm doing once football season ends, other than just watching college basketball on all Saturday and Thursday. Thursday's big college basketball day. But I think I found what I'm doing.
Fun fact, by the way. I think I will be in town with you for the start of March Madness.
So we will be there for conference. You'll be here for Selection Sunday. I think yes. Selection Sunday will. Ooh, no, you won't, because there's Big Ten championship game, SEC championship, AC championship on Sunday morning. They do it immediately.
So I'll be here for that though.
My favorite thing.
Though.
It was last year or 2 years ago. The Big Ten was in the middle of their conference championship game and they started Selection Sunday. Didn't even fucking finish the Big Ten conference championship. Fuck it. We're starting the seeds right now. And the teams are just on the court. Like, wait, are we the 2 seed or what?
Like, do I need to win this game? Or
yeah, like wait, should we sit this one out?
Just like forfeit? Like, huh? What?
I am really afraid to announce though. This is actually like one of my biggest complaints. I'm actually frightened and terrified this is going to be happening. Not the first part of the story, but the second part. I will be going south of the border and I will be going to Mexico to celebrate my 21st birthday during the week of March Madness. I'll be there from Monday to Thursday, Everett. And Thursday is the first day of games. And I know you know how much I love March Madness. It is, in my opinion, the greatest sporting event. That opening weekend, Everett, nothing beats it. Nothing beats opening weekend of March Madness.
Keep in mind, Grant is comparing this to the World Cup, the Super Bowl.
Give me March Madness over the
NBA
World
Finals.
Cup. I'm sorry. Give me March Madness over the World Cup.
Okay, so this is going to be another clip. It is a list, but do your rankings, maybe top 5 sporting events.
Okay, I actually like this a lot. This is from a pure sit-at-home spectator view. I'm not saying you're at these stadiums or events. I'm talking pure sit-down, and we're talking
pure couch potato. Couch potato.
I'm not talking like a championship game. I'm talking like a whole playoff structure. What are the most entertaining things to watch? Okay, number 1 is March Madness. Okay, there's nothing more entertaining than a fucking 68 team bracket with like 4 games going on at the same time. You and everyone else in the country has made picks on every single one of these games. There's nothing more entertaining than that. Nothing beats that Thursday and Friday specifically of March Madness, where there's just games on all the time. You got like 4 screens up trying to watch them all at the same time. You got your phone, you got your laptop plugged into a monitor to get another. You got everything up. Okay. So I'm going March Madness 1. Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with the NFL playoffs.
Not the Super Bowl.
I'm talking like playoff
overall
structures, not just championship games.
I think that you just need to do sporting events, period. Like, not like
an individual.
It doesn't need to be like March Madness. I count March Madness as one whole like sporting event, and I count the World Cup as one whole sporting event. The Super Bowl itself is one sporting event. You don't count the playoffs because it's so spread out.
I don't think it is fair to compare the whole March Madness to the Super Bowl, though. I would rather take in the entire March Madness tournament than the Super Bowl. I don't think that's fair to compare.
Okay. All right.
I think this is a little weirder doing the tournament structure, but we're going March Madness 1. Number 2, I'm going to go with the NFL playoffs. That shit is way too lit. Okay. NFL playoffs is way too lit. Number 3. Okay. This is where you can disagree with me. You can hate on me. That's okay with me. I'm going to go with the World Cup here at 3. And, you know, this is an American sports podcast primarily. That might rub some people the wrong way. I feel like there might be some puckheads out there who are like, how the fuck do you not put hockey up there? Now, playoff hockey is way more entertaining than normal hockey as a whole, but I'd also say the same thing with the NBA. Personally, I'd rather be more interested for my number 4 spot with the NBA playoffs at 4, NHL playoffs at 5. Now, I would put like Champions League shit in there, but no, we don't actually care.
So wait. NHL playoffs is at 5.
Lowest on my
NHL.
list. Yes.
Not college football playoffs.
College football playoffs does not make the list. It's so awful. When they go to
not
12
baseball,
teams,
not the MLB.
My one thing about the MLB is, like, personally, I think it's pretty fucking cool and interesting, but I'm gonna be honest, when the Dodgers go out, it like pains me to watch it. And we get bounced every
year. You still rank the NFL playoffs pretty high when the Chargers get first rounded.
Well, I'm used to that. I mean, I know it's gonna happen.
Fair point.
Like,
fair point.
I don't get my hopes up anymore. I mean,
okay, so just one whole way through, just concise list.
Number 1, March Madness. Number 2,
back up. I'm gonna need you back up a little bit. You gotta get the camera. Nope, it's too low now. You gotta come up. a little bit forward now, because now you're too low. Right there is good. That's perfect. There you go.
Number 1, March Madness. Number 2, NFL playoffs. Number 3, the World Cup. Number 4, NBA playoffs. Number 5, NHL playoffs. Number 6, MLB playoffs. And honorable mention, college football playoff. You don't deserve to have a number next to your name. Now, I'm definitely missing other sports in there.
See, also just for a side note, where you are sitting right now, that's the perfect. No, this is the perfect angle.
Oh.
It's the perfect angle.
Oh, I thought this was too high. Not gonna lie.
No. You were just like this. Like, the entire camera is my forehead.
Okay. I get what you mean a little bit now. But yeah, okay. I would say those are personally like my favorite things to watch when on. I do think if, let's say, all 5 of those things are all on at the same time, that is the order that I would select watching them.
March Madness, then the NFL playoffs, then the World Cup.
Every single one of those things were all going on consecutively at the same time. Oh, yeah. I'm watching 4 college basketball games at the same time, with one of them being Iona versus Purdue. Yes, I am. Sign me the fuck up.
So
sign me up.
We'll get into March Madness probably more here in the next week and a half. I'd say leading up into actual March Madness.
We'll wait a bit longer. Right now, a lot of these teams got like 5 or 6 games, 4 games left in their schedule. Season's winding down.
Grant is our residential March Madness college basketball analyst, so
I would
it will be on him
as a basketball analyst. Yes, when it comes to college basketball,
it will be on him to decide who he thinks will be winning the tournament and giving you his best picks for March Madness this year.
I just want to say, I'm not here to toot my own horn, but in the 2018 March Madness tournament, I was the number 1 student in my high school when it came to the little ESPN point system, and I picked Villanova to beat Michigan in the championship game, which happened. So I've never been that on top of the world in my life, correctly picking first both participants in the championship game, but also the winner. I've never been on top of the world like that in my life. That was the most exciting March Madness I've ever watched in my life. And then the year after, I proceeded to place like bottom 5% in my high school. So yeah, kids, my one piece of advice is you're arguably better off with your bracket by not watching college basketball. After that year, I started consuming college basketball like regularly during November, December, January, and football season. And ever since then, I've been awful when it comes to picks. Awful. So this year, I haven't been watching as much. I've been spending way more time on football. I might be back to my sharpness, Everett. I might be back.
We'll see. Let's see if you can meet the 60% threshold.
While we're
I am just waiting for like Old Dominion or somebody to upset like Kentucky. I don't
So
know.
this year,
I guess Kentucky's not that
I'm
good,
not sure if you remember, but
Purdue.
in 2020, this team called Oral Roberts, headed by guard
Oh,
Max
oh,
Abmas,
oh, oh. Sorry.
beat my
You want to talk
Buckeyes.
about you want to talk about Oral Roberts? You mean the Brown Bears versus the Fighting Peacocks?
We're gonna get
Let
to
me know
St.
if
Peter's in a
let me know
second.
if you remember that.
We're gonna
Oh.
we're gonna
I
get
was
to
thinking
St.
Fighting
Peter's.
Peacocks.
No,
But
we're gonna
yes,
St. Peter's in a second.
Okay.
But when you're talking about joke teams like OD Old Dominion, Oral Roberts, when they knocked
They're
down
pretty
Ohio
good.
State, they were led by a sophomore guard, Max Abmas. He is now a senior and still leading them. Oral Roberts is going to be a tournament team. I don't think they're going to be a 15 seed like they were. I think they might be like a 13, 12, 14 seed. And if that's the case, that's your upset pick. I would also say don't be afraid of 13-4 upsets, guys. We all talk about the 12-5s. That's what everyone talks about. And anything other than 12-5, 6-9, 7-8, they don't even count as upsets. They're
I see what you did there.
Oh, have to. Obviously, I'm saying.
Have to.
Or 7-9.
Right.
Wait.
7-10.
7-10. Holy fuck.
There you go.
I was so off. I just thought 6-9. That was not the numbers. 7-10,
No.
8-9, 6-11. But
Yeah,
everyone talks
That's
about the 5-12s. The 14 threes is when you see the upsets. 14 threes and the 3-14.
Bro, you need to take a nice little deep breath real quick, maybe get some water.
It's been a
the
while.
English
It's been
vocabulary
a while.
is not going well.
It's been a while since I thought about college basketball. I just know the numbers add up to 17. That's all you got to remember.
But no,
while
yes,
we're on topic of college basketball,
agree.
I think it's time to do the "How are you still in college?" team. Like myself and maybe many other viewers, you are just now starting to watch college basketball now that the football season is over. So I've compiled a list of players where when I found out they're still playing college basketball, I couldn't help but say to myself, how the fuck are you still in college? So this is the 2022-2023 How Are You Still in College basketball team. Drew Timme for Gonzaga, still at Gonzaga, and believe it or not, he still has 1 year of eligibility left. Hunter Dickinson for Michigan, another man with another year of eligibility left. Trace Jackson Davis for Indiana. He's back in Indiana's ranked, pretty sure, for the first time in his career. Actually, just want to share the Big Ten regular season title. Jaime Jaquez for UCLA. I remember this guy playing with Johnny Juzang, who I may or may not have known in high school in my past. He is still playing for UCLA, and so is Tiger Campbell, the man with the crazy bird's nest haircut. I don't even know how you describe his hair. It's wild though, and you can recognize it.
It literally looks like it. It looks like the Whomping Willow from Harry Potter.
Yeah, actually, I do like that comp. That's actually a good one. Next, if you guys remember the Baylor National Championship in 2020, Matthew Mayer with the mullet on that team is still in college, but he's now playing for Illinois. Left Baylor, hit the transfer portal. Transfer portal impacts college basketball too, folks, not just football. And finally, the entire North Carolina basketball team from last year's national championship game is still here. Armando Bacot, Caleb Love, RJ Davis, Leaky Black, Puff Johnson, they're all back. They're all still playing. I don't know how they haven't graduated. They are still in college. And that is your How Are You Still in College basketball team for this
my favorite ad that I've seen recently. I don't know if it was just TikTok, maybe it was on YouTube or something. It was Bacot. It's Andre Bacot, right? That's his name.
Armando Bacot.
Armando Bacot. As you can tell, I'm not a big college basketball.
That's all
advocate,
right. Focus on the draft. You got bigger shit to deal with right now. You got to make a fucking Steelers offseason TikTok. What the fuck, bro? It's day 20 of asking for it.
Has somebody really been asking for 20 fucking days?
I kind of feel bad, but at the same time, I kind of want to see if we can get them to.
Well, guess what they're getting today? Guess what they're gonna get today?
Oh, you're
well, actually.
Today?
I had a plan, but now that you brought it up, I might just have to put it on hold. Fuck it.
Just to mess with them.
But no, so I saw this ad from the other day of Armando Bacot, and it's him and I don't know who this other dude is, college basketball player, and they're promoting this. It's an aerosol spray that you spray into your mouth to get caffeine and vitamin B. If there's anything that I've ever heard in my life that just sounds fucking bullshit, just bogus, it's that. I would not be
right
fucking
now.
spraying. I would
So-
not be spraying aerosol into my mouth for
Looking it up
caffeine.
right now. It's Baycott and Jeremy Roach from Duke, who is still on
it's
Duke.
Roach.
Roach
is
actually
still there,
might.
okay.
Roach should actually probably make this list. Now that I think about
Roach
it,
should be on that.
Jeremy
Roach
Roach
should be
on this list.
He has managed to outlast like 4 or 5 different first round picks at Duke.
Yeah, I mean, there's just
That's,
like this
that's
is just
pretty
the
egregious.
classic Perry Ellis debate. Like, you know, Perry Ellis, Everett, even if you don't think you know who Perry Ellis is right now.
No, you know, but you
know who Perry Ellis is. If I showed you a picture, he was the guy who was like balding at Kansas. Everyone's like,
Yep.
is this guy 40 years old? Like, who the hell is this guy?
Right.
He was at Kansas for like 5 years at a time where your 5th year was not common. All these players, though, it's just crazy right now, the day and age of college basketball, with, you know, the history of one and dones. Everyone take your 1 year college, go to the NBA. But with NIL, with transfer portal, with being able to make money in college, for guys like Drew Timme, where their game doesn't necessarily translate to the NBA and how they play. If I'm Drew Timme, I'm staying another year. I'm taking the NIL paycheck, but more so,
how many years does he have?
I'm growing my brand one more. I'm growing my brand
swear to
as
God,
large as possible with Gonzaga.
He has been at Gonzaga since we were like freshmen in high school.
That's a slight stretch, but that's what it feels like. Yes.
It feels like that. I swear to God, I remember him playing
our
against...
unpaid intern literally saw him in Santa Barbara last year when he was working out for the draft, because everyone goes to Santa Barbara to work out for the draft, but you don't. If you're declared to work out for the draft, you're not declared for the draft. You can still go back. And
you know what? Maybe also just random side note, maybe if we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we'll reveal our unnamed and unpaid intern. He'll still be unnamed and unpaid, but you can at least see what he looks like. Maybe we'll see. But I swear to God, I maybe it's a stretch. I don't know if he'll deserve that. That might be a little bit too much credit. But I swear to God, I remember seeing Drew Timme playing against Trae Young in March Madness like 5 years ago. Like that's pretty egregious.
It's just like when Drew Timme was first playing college basketball, like Obi Toppin was still in college. Like Obi Toppin was on Dayton. And also, speaking of Obi Toppin, it's a damn shame that COVID happened and we never got to see 1 seed Dayton potentially make a run. Like, to this day, I feel bad for the Dayton Flyers. My dad's from Dayton. He may or may not was in contact with the Dayton basketball coach, because my dad was 6'3" as an 8th grader. So my dad may or may not have been a Dayton Flyer in an alternate universe on their basketball team.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to you. I don't know what happened to you. 6'3" in height. You were not 6'3" in 8th grade.
So this is...
You want to talk about you being unlucky?
Well,
everybody in my family is over 6 foot except for my dad. I'm not 6 foot.
Okay, that's actually very fun. Like my dad is the only person in his whole extended family to be over 6 foot. My grandpa's like 5'8".
Really?
My uncles are both like
5'9",
5'10". My dad's the only one who broke 6 foot.
Everyone's
like, who the fuck is this guy?
I'm 5'10", 5'11", so I'm a bit taller than my dad now.
At the end of the day, though,
he's getting older.
At the end of the day, though,
but I still got hosed.
I won the only race that matters for me. I'm taller than my older brother.
That's your brother.
Only race that matters. Like, that's the only.
Yeah, no, that is what matters.
That's the only thing that matters, and I won that.
I think I technically I did beat out my brother. I do. I think that I am.
Well, it's not a win if you do that. That's the norm. You should be.
That's an expectation.
If one day Big O passes you up, Everett, that's going to be depressing, dude. Like you're going to have some time. You're going to need at least a month to sit there and just process that.
I would instantaneously
bigger than you.
I would instantaneously go to the chiropractor and get them to stretch my spine.
It might be too late for that. The Big O might have already passed you up. I don't know.
Last time I saw him, I think I was still a little bit taller than him. Last time I checked.
That is interesting you point out, though. I do think that's quite interesting. Your dad's the only person under 6 foot, but my dad's the only person over 6 foot.
Over 6 foot.
Like in his whole extended family.
Somehow we both lost.
Yeah.
Individually.
Now we're like the same height. So I mean,
I think I'm a little taller than you.
Yeah.
Not by much, but like a little bit.
Inches. If
that's the case, then I am 6 foot.
If we shaved our heads, and did it, then we'll see.
I think my hair makes me 6 foot. My hair probably puts me at 6 foot.
6'2". Little taller.
Maybe.
Have you seen that vert, dude? Look at that, bro. Literally, the hair directly above your like corn's peak is actually going straight up. Like that's impressive. And I don't think you use products, but we're not here talking about that. Okay.
Maybe that can be its own thing.
We talk a little more basketball right now. Dunk contest All-Star game over the weekend. We got to start with the dunk contest, of course. Mac McClung fucking lighting it up. He was at Georgetown, transferred, went to Texas Tech, had a really, really, really impressive career, in my opinion. Averaged like 16 points a game throughout his career. Wasn't the greatest shooter. Was known for his dunking ability. One of my good friends, his older brother, just recently graduated from Georgetown, and I still remember I was at their house over the summer, right when like Mac was in the process of committing, and I've never seen this guy like that. He was like, Mac's gonna save Georgetown basketball. Newsflash, he didn't. Georgetown basketball is fucking atrocious right now. Shout out Patrick Ewing. That's not the point of this, though.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about Mac McClung and what he did to bring the house down. I saw a lot of people were saying Mac McClung just saved the dunk contest. He just like revived it. So Mac McClung, 50s all around. I'm pretty sure he had one dunk where one of the judges gave him a 49. Everything else straight 50s for all of his dunks. He did all of his dunks on the first attempt, didn't have to re-dunk at any time. Yep. And
at Obi Toppin.
And it's not like he was doing anything necessarily like crazy. Like it's not like he whipped out brand new shit we ever seen, but it's just like he put his own little twist on the dunks. The first one, he jumped over two people holding a basketball, picked it up and touched the backboard
off the board. No, like, he passed it to the board. He threw it at the board, picked it back up, and then dunked it.
Maybe we're thinking of a different one. I remember seeing that first one. There's a guy on another dude's shoulders holding the ball up. He jumps.
Yeah, he passed it off the board to himself,
off the deck, and then dunks it.
I thought he passed it off and put it back to himself.
Like where it's not like he whipped out a Vince Carter elbow dunk, something we've never seen before, but it's just putting a little pizzazz, a little twist on it.
The biggest thing is like there was a dunk in the contest that literally like he made it, but it was just like a single like yam. Like literally like nobody in the audience made a noise. Like it was dead silence. Nobody was clapping. Nobody was standing up. It was just like you could hear a cough in the crowd. Like it was bad.
I do think another thing, and I'm pretty biased from last year's draft. So Cassius Stanley last year, he went to Harvard Westlake, like played high school pretty nearby me. There's a famous clip of him throwing down the most disgusting reverse windmill dunk I've ever watched in my life when he was a freshman at my high school in our home court. It was probably the most disgusting dunk ever.
Clarifying, playing at your high school, playing at your high school, in a game. He did not.
No, yes, he didn't play for my high school, against my high school. To my high school, he threw down.
Just clarifying for the
nastiest dunks. Look up Cassius Stanley reverse windmill. It'll show up. But Cassius Stanley the year before, when he was in the dunk contest, I think he was throwing down some of the most crazy impressive dunks, but it looked so easy and smooth that like it didn't look very hard.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh
yeah.
Like in my opinion, Cassius Stanley's dunks last year were so clean that he got knocked for it, if that makes sense. Like it looks so easy.
Kind of, maybe a little bit, yeah.
And I'm very biased because like I was in high school watching him, so it was a little different. But like with this year with Mac McClung, I do think there was a bit of a factor him being in the G League. He's not even in the NBA. There was a little bit of a wow factor, like, holy shit, can this guy actually dunk? And he's just going out there yamming. With those factors included, I feel like that definitely boosts him up a little bit. I don't want to take anything away from Mac, though. I was just saying, like, a lot of those dunks he was making looked pretty fucking easy and smooth. Like, they didn't look that hard, but it's like, no, he's just executing these dunks so perfectly and so smoothly that it doesn't look like it's even hard. And I do think some of these guys get knocked for how smooth their shit looks.
I agree. I also just think in general, though, the dunk contest, say over the past couple of years, has really just not been good. Like losing Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine kind of put a huge damper on it because the entire time,
Aaron
like
Gordon
for that 4 or 5 year, no, absolutely not. And Zach LaVine won't do it without Aaron Gordon. So, I mean, that entire time when they could have had players do it, like those were the only ones that did it. So now afterwards, when we're left in this, like nobody wants to do it because they saw what happened. Like if you told me right now, if you're like, yeah, this year's dunk contest is
it, bro.
If you told me that this year's dunk contest is guaranteed to have Zion Williams, Ja Morant, and Anthony Edwards,
you're watching. You're tuning the fuck
I am watching that 100%.
It is true though. There's like nothing you can do to incentivize superstars of those caliber to participate in. There's nothing you could do. Literally, like you'd have. I'm not even sure if you gave each of them $2 million for just participating would even sway their opinion.
Zion would never do it because of his knees.
Yeah,
like that's an injury thing.
He'll never do it, and also he has nothing to gain from it.
Like Zion, I just feel like he doesn't. What you know? What they should do? You know what they should do? If you are in the competition, right? You should get an increase. Like you should just get a bonus for being in the competition.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you only get a bonus if you win it. I think.
But that's the thing. Right, they should be giving you a bonus for making the competition, and then get another one for winning it.
It takes a lot of time if you want to actually come up with these fucking dunks. Like you actually have to be practicing the shit for a while.
And imagine if you screw it up too, like on national television. Like
you're sitting there, you're just like
I want a modern day video of you. You remember the video of Shaq with the camcorder from the dunk contest with
iconic, of course.
And he's just. I need a modern day that. That is what I need. And do not let Dwayne Wade be anywhere fucking near.
Dwayne Wade, we're
nowhere near it.
Nowhere near it. Get him
out.
Or judge, we're done. You're done here.
Let Vince Carter be the one and only judge. That is all I care about.
No, I would literally let him be the judge. Vince. I was gonna say Dr. J, but I feel like he might be a little biased for being a little older, and he wouldn't just do Vince. Just have Vince.
If Kobe was here. Soul also should have been a judge.
I'm pretty sure Kobe won a dunk contest too. He did.
Yeah, he did.
Kobe won one. Jordan won one. Like all these guys, they do their dunk contest. Or back in that time, you did your early dunk contest. You're done. I'm pretty sure like Dominique Wilkins won one. Like you do it early in your career, and then you just like.
Unless you're Vince Carter, in which case you do it for years.
Anthony Edwards, Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon. If all these guys were all part like oh. God, it'd be nuts. And now we can transition a bit to the All-Star game itself. Unfortunately,
I did not watch that. I have no input.
Unfortunately, I'd like to admit that I watched like half of this game. It was no bullshit, Everett. The worst televised basketball game I think that has ever been shown on national television. I think it was the worst televised basketball game of all time. Okay. First, second, third quarter. I wasn't really watching the first, second quarter, but third quarter, I'd say I watched the whole thing. If you turn the ball over, there's no such thing as transition defense. You're letting the other guy throw down a crazy alley-oop. Like there's no such thing as transition defense.
Yeah, like, I mean, you don't want to. The whole point of it's just to score. Like you're not doing anything else.
I understand that, like all that shit. In the fourth quarter, though, past All-Star game, 2 All-Star games ago, like immediately following Kobe's death, that first All-Star game where it was first to score 24 points wins, that was one of the most entertaining. That's
what they should do. I don't know why they got rid of it.
They did that this year. They're still doing it.
They did do it. Okay.
The players don't really give a fuck anymore. Like they already did it. Like they don't care. And so in this last one, Team Giannis had like a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter, right? So they had to score 24 and Team LeBron scored like 40 to win. And Team Giannis, they casually get to 3 points away from hitting it. And then they just started launching up half-court threes, the whole team, to get the last one. And they did not make it for like 6 minutes. And so they just let Team LeBron pretty much score to get back in the game. And then when the game was kind of close, like fucking Lillard hit a 3 to win it. I was like, that was the stupidest shit I've ever watched in my life. I do think though,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, all-star games, they're fun. They're accolades. I understand you want all-stars. I get all that.
Also,
Players
just a complete side note, we want to talk
like,
about
no
all-star
one
games.
cares.
We want to talk about our all-star games. Low key, the best like all-star event
Home run
out of
derby?
every kind of main like
Yeah.
like sport in the US, right? The best sports all-star event, I'm gonna low-key say the NHL.
So
I
I'm
have a
not
very fun
puckhead
time
myself.
watching it.
You're a
So
puckhead as a Minnesotan. Maybe you can explain this a little more to me.
well, don't say I'm a puckhead as a Minnesotan because I would
No,
do a
you are.
disservice to Minnesotans
I'm
who
a
actually are
dimplehead. You're a
puckheads.
puckhead.
I'm okay. Um, but um, so I obviously obviously the MLB is great, the home run derby, all that stuff, but like the actual game itself, kind of boring.
Yeah.
The NHL, they have basically penalty shots. That's like one of their like games is penalty shots.
Sick.
One of their games is like basically playing not darts, but it's like you're trying to shoot a puck and like land it on like a platform or something. You see how like which platforms you get to get points. Like I don't know what the arcade
like
game is.
Challenge type thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Kind of.
They have speed racing, so you just race to see who can beat the times, like on skates, like just skating. Then you actually have like the actual game where they just don't give a fuck. Like there's if they're gonna hit somebody, you're gonna hit somebody. Like they don't care. Like
there's old clip of Sean Taylor just laying out that quarterback and
laying
shit.
out a punter.
Like
I thought it was a punter.
It was a punter. It was a punter. It's a punter. But it's shit like that where it's like that will just never happen for the rest of time. Like that will
I want to use this. I want to use this to transition to the NFL because I also had something I wanted to talk about. Unless you have anything else to do.
We go to NFL. I'm done. Yeah.
I'll in case you want to clip this, I'll just do this too. The best all-star game events per any sports. 1 is NHL, 2 MLB, 3 NFL, 4 NBA.
Wow. NBA last.
I just don't think it's good anymore.
I actually agree.
I just don't think it's good. I don't think it's good anymore.
Just when you think of all-star games, just literally how these sports are played, like how these sports just happen to work out. The NBA all-star game should be the best product. Like
it should be
5-on-5. NFL, it's 11-on-11. You need like plays and shit. Like NBA, you can kind of just go around, fuck around, just play like it's a pickup. Like it should on paper be the best all-star game, but like it isn't. it just
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. But I do think 1 is NHL, 2 is MLB, 3 is NFL, and 4 is the NBA. So it's just interesting. But
I actually agree with that. NHL, I'm obviously not involved, but I agree that NBA is the worst as of right now when it should be the best.
It should be the easiest.
It should be the easiest to execute.
Anything to do.
Everything should be.
You know what they should also do? I know it could go long, but when you have just like NBA players, it could just be fun as a game of horse or like lightning or something, like honestly, games that you would play in high school. Literally, like if just imagine you
knockout, bro. If LeBron, Giannis,
imagine you had Durant, knockout.
If they just played knockout, oh my god, I'd be so entertained.
That'd be so sick.
Just seeing like Giannis knockout, trying his ass off in knockout would be so funny. It'd be the most
just somebody like batting the ball halfway down the court, like you have to sprint back to go get it.
Like Braun takes it, literally boots it into the third deck. like
fans throwing it back.
Yeah, he boots it up and it hits a fucking Celtics fan, so he throws it right back because he fucking hates LeBron. Like, oh my god, that'd be so sick. Like that'd be so.
That might be a good that itself, the lightning knockout, like that might be a good clip. That is what the NBA should do is add knockout to the NBA all-star game.
So entertaining. Events. And like even if they did like a pig or a horse, like if you just had to copy players' dunks and shit, like that'd be so entertaining. Like if Mac McClung went up there, threw down his 720 dunk, like good fucking luck doing that. Like good luck matching.
Hit a half court 3 like Steph.
Yeah, bro, dude, Steph wouldn't be able to participate. It wouldn't be fair. Steph wouldn't be allowed to be in it.
That's what they should do for like
entertaining.
it should be
Steph and Dame
rising
and like Clay.
It should be rising stars only. Just like the rookies, like the first year, second year.
I know they have rising star games, but like that's not advertised at all. Like
yeah, that also should be advertised.
No one.
I really don't know how it works. I really don't know how it works, to be honest.
NFL time.
Okay, yeah. So I have this one clip. I'm sure that you've seen it. Been all over the internet. There is a girl on a Barstool podcast.
Okay.
The question was, should the NFL have a 7-game series to determine the Super Bowl winner? I don't know if I've heard anything more stupid, like physically possible with regards to the NFL. Like concussions are already an issue. I mean, we saw multiple players this year, Tua specifically, get concussed. If you had to play a 7-game series, so you're either adding 7 extra weeks to the NFL season, or you're playing an NFL game one day every single day of an entire week.
Could you imagine
if you want to
week was every day of that week was a game?
Like when they go to hold the trophy, they might be like Forrest Gump. Like they might not have the brain cells. They might not have the brain cells to actually
pick up the trophy.
I don't know if they'd be able to speak.
We're obviously joking around here. We're obviously messing around, but the meme. I saw some player respond to it like.
I don't know. I know you. I think it was Darius Slay. It was Darius Slay who said that. Like literally, do you want us to die?
Do you want us to die?
So I don't know how many of you out there have seen South Park, but Timme from South Park?
Yeah.
The kid just goes, Timme. Yeah. That would be them when they're picking up the Super Bowl trophy. Like that's the way
it would be really, it would just be awful. Like, I mean, some of the memes people put in reaction to that were great, but it's like, I mean, from a consumer perspective, holy shit, hell yeah. Obviously it could never happen.
I'm not going to lie. After the second game, when it's only the backups playing because everybody is out with severe brain trauma, and then the backups get put out with severe brain trauma. So it literally is the coaches playing. I don't know if anybody's going to be like excited to watch that.
Yeah,
because after the coaches get brain trauma, then they're going to start bringing the fans onto the field, and then you're just running through the whole stadium at that point. Like that's really how it's working.
Yeah, I mean, what you just brought up, like kind of a debate that I feel like I've constantly debated over the past like 6-7 years, and I've kind of come up with a consensus group opinion on this. Like, what is the hardest sport to win a championship in? NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB.
The NFL.
I would say just because it's best of one series, it should be like it is the NFL, just purely based on structure and everything. Yeah. It is the NFL. I do, however, think though, out of all those sports, if we're talking a one-game series, the better NFL team will win on average most of the time for that sport compared to an NBA game or an MLB game. Literally anybody can win any game.
That's also though why low-key it is harder to win in the NFL.
It is harder. Like they're a one-game series. Don't get me wrong. I do.
But no, that's also what I'm saying is like in all those other leagues, right? NHL, MLB, NBA. If you're in the 7-game series, you could pull off the upset because you have so many games to be able to get to know somebody. So as a low seed, one of those like wild card scenes like in the NFL,
in my opinion, whatever. In my opinion, if you're a lower seed in a 7-game series, you are definitely at a disadvantage.
I think it's more so a disadvantage in the NFL if you're like the 7 going against the 1. So really? It's way harder to win. Yeah.
Really?
I think that like you have an easier chance of being able to win in the MLB or something because of the fact that you get so many games.
I think it's really easy for underdogs to come up and win the MLB just because that sport makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, that is also what I'm saying. Like also I know that
in the NBA, for example, if you're an 8 seed, you're essentially never beating the 1.
I know that in the NFL it's any given Sunday, right? Like I understand that, but when it comes to the playoffs, like it is definitely a little bit different. Like you have one injury, you have one fuck up in the game. That's it. Like there's
I think
no
that's
going
more
back.
so a harm to the higher seed team than the lower
I
seed.
think it just goes either way. Overall, like I think that it's just harder to win in the NFL in
I
the
think it's the
playoffs. It's harder
hardest
to
to
win the
win in the
Super Bowl.
NFL. I think it's the hardest to win the NFL.
Yes.
After
Yes,
that,
I agree.
though, I would say the MLB. It is the MLB. MLB's next. Only 10 teams make.
Because baseball is just
It
hard to
MLB.
play. It's also just hard to
And
play.
it's also like, just real quick with baseball, I don't want to bore people. Just like that sport, the best player in the fucking game gets a hit 30% of the time. Like the best player in the game is at a disadvantage to the pitcher just by the nature of the sport. Like that baseball favors the pitcher in pretty much every fucking scenario.
Just watch what
So,
happened
like,
to Aaron Judge in the playoffs. Literally, just look at what happened to Aaron Judge.
And it's also, when you look at people who have won World Series MVPs, a lot of the times it's not the necessary star of the team. Fucking Jorge Soler won World Series MVP last year.
It's a fielder. Typically, it's like a fielder.
It's just a it's literally a guy who just comes up and just starts fucking mashing. Like for the Dodgers, it was Corey Seager. Okay.
Baseball's a game of streaks.
It was Steven Pierce. Have you guys even heard of Steven Pierce? Fuck no. Who even is
Baseball's
that guy?
Just a game of streaks.
Baseball is so random. Like Trent Grisham turned into fucking Hank Aaron in the fucking playoffs. Like what the hell?
Okay.
Back to the NFL.
I don't know.
Coaching.
I don't know. Okay, coaching. All right, you got
it. We don't need to. I'll just like quickly say like Bieniemy to the Commanders. We're talking about that. I want to quickly bring up. Now you were discussing this earlier from the perspective of Eric Bieniemy. There's been, in my opinion, a lot of people are questioning him like, oh, you have Mahomes, you're under Andy Reid, you don't even call the plays. Like, why the fuck do you deserve a shot at head coach? And so I am fully with you on the understanding that for Bieniemy, in order for him to, disprove that narrative, show his worth, he's going to have to leave the Chiefs and show that he can be an OC somewhere else. I'm fully with you on all that. But the Commanders, though, that doesn't sound like the easiest thing to fix. That doesn't sound like an easy offense to go.
Well, so you remember we were talking about this when I did the Commanders offseason wish list. We were talking about this. On paper, those players, that team,
I like
literally just looks like they look great. They just need a play caller and a quarterback. That is it. Sam Howell could be developed into a quarterback. I don't know. We haven't been able to really see him, but they could also go and get Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe Derek Carr, something like that, a solidified quarterback who has experience. Because on paper, to me, that team is literally a quarterback and a coordinator away from being great. They have an awesome defense. They have a great O-line, great receivers. Their running backs are kind of ass, but you know what? It's the most replaceable position in football. Like, it's fine. No, like most of the teams that have won the Super Bowl recently, free up
a lot of cap, cutting Carson Wentz or getting rid of him too. So
yeah, most of the teams that have won the Super Bowl recently have all had running backs with salaries underneath like $2 million. So it's definitely possible. I also think that as a general note, like if they can get this quarterback position figured out, and if assuming Bieniemy is the coordinator we think that he can be, not that Andy Reid's just been like kind of sheltering him for the last couple of years. I do think that they could prospectively be the best team in the NFC. Beast. Yeah.
I do think that division is just so tight. It is constantly changing.
I honestly, I just
changes their coaching staff.
I think the Cowboys are going to be bad. The Giants are going to be. I think we're done. The Giants are going to be the Giants are going to be good. I think the Giants are going to be good. Not great, but good. I think the Eagles are going to have a bit of a recession since now they're losing both their D coordinators. You can't pay everybody. Doesn't mean I don't know how they're going to be. I still think they'll at least be 500. But I do think that the Cowboys have always been that feisty team. Like, I think that they can make some moves this offseason and become a real threat to that division. Because even last year, I mean, they still knocked off Philly. Like, they were the first team to beat Philly.
Yeah, knocked them off. I do think when we're looking at the Commanders, seeing them pick up Bieniemy, Now, Riverboat Ron's still there, even though I'm not entirely sold.
I'm not sold on him.
If he wants to stay there, like it's a weird situation where, I mean, I have a high opinion on Ron Rivera. I think he is a good coach. I'm not sure if it's working out in Washington though.
I don't
also
think he is a
still
Super Bowl
strongly
winning coach.
disagree with how he handled Dwayne Haskins and his situation, but whatever. Let's see what they can do and put together. I'm interested. I thought there was a really good chance that Ron was going to the Panthers, actually, but that didn't end up happening. He took Redmond instead. I thought there was a chance he'd go back. I kind of felt it. I don't know why. I feel as if Ron Rivera wants to take on more responsibility, and he's not being given that authority. I feel like Ron has some issues with how something's being handled. I don't know what it is, but it seems like
they're just waiting for Dan Snyder. That really should have been what was included in my list that I forgot was get Dan Snyder out
now.
Sell the team.
Like,
sell
let's
it.
do that like now.
So I also we'll see what happens once they're sold, because I think they're getting sold this offseason.
Overall, I'm gonna say good move for the Commanders. The Chiefs, we'll see how that impacts them. I still actually can't really believe they just won the Super Bowl just casually after trading Tyreek, and then you just did it. Like that is crazy. That's for me to just process and sit here and think about that. Like they really traded Tyreek and then won the bowl. Like holy shit. But yeah, some other quick news, Everett. Chargers defense coordinator Ronaldo Hill leaves LA to reunite with with Dolphins defense coordinator Vic Fangio and become their defensive pass game coordinator. So he's going from defensive coordinator, downgrading to pass game coordinator. He's taking,
but he's
the job downgrading. He's probably getting to
learn, but he is getting to learn under Vic Fangio. So.
He is dipping. Secondary coach Derek Ansley has been promoted defense corner. This will be his first stint as DC, but more importantly, Tommy Donatel, the son of your favorite coach ever, Ed Donatel, has been promoted to secondary coach for the Chargers. Derek Ansley's done a phenomenal job, in my opinion, last season with his work on Asante Samuel, Michael Davis, turning them into, in my opinion, some of the best corner covers, at least down the stretch, or cover corners down the stretch in the season. We're going to see what Tommy Donatel can do, though. Let's find out. Hopefully he
with that last name, I would not.
Hopefully he didn't.
Funny enough,
his dad's advice that much growing up.
We still have a Donatel on our staff. I've learned. So we have the other brother.
Yeah.
As we've said before, the Vikings are the Chargers of the NFC, and the Chargers are the Vikings of the NFC. That wasn't even more apparent. Now it really should be. Both teams now have Ed Donatel descendant.
We have the same team. Also, Jags pass game coordinator, and listen to this name, Everett. One of the greatest names I ever heard. The Jags pass game coordinator, Jim Bob Cooter. What a fucking name.
Yes, Jim Bob Cooter.
Jim Bob Cooter has been named the Colts offensive coordinator. I don't know much about the guy. I just read his name, and I had to mention it. And then lastly, Cardinals.
I think he's been around for a while. He's
like 42. He's been around for a minute. But Cardinals signed Jonathan Gannon, former Eagles DC, to a 5-year deal to become their head coach. And he's taking former Philly linebacker coach Nick Rallis with them to be their DC. And he's taking former Cleveland Browns quarterback coach Drew Petzing to be their OC.
Yes, also, by the way, a former Vikings coach, I believe, as well.
Yeah, so we're seeing the coaching carousel get on its move.
Fraud alert.
Yeah, fraud alert. I mean, to be honest, Ambulance has phenomenal timing whenever we start bringing up frauds. Like, it is phenomenal.
Every single time.
Every time we bring up a fraud, instantly fucking Ambulam comes on. But we'll see these moves. I saw the quick little social media post of him meeting some of the Cardinals players for the first time. And yeah, let's just say, yes, he has worked closely with Nick Sirianni with his time in Philly. This guy is a cornball. He's corny as shit. this is not going to go well in Arizona. Kyler's already playing Warzone right now. He is not responding to his texts. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well.
Just one other thing before I get into these off seasons too. We're just talking about DCs, people hired. I never mentioned it, but Vikings hired Brian Flores the other week. As a Vikings fan, I'm extremely excited. I honestly there is not much of a better hire that I could have wished for. I think Brian Flores, here's the deal. We hire him, right? He's either done in a year, which means he did a phenomenal job renovating the defense, and we get compensation for him leaving for a head coaching job. Or he stays an extra year because it's not great. We get him back because he's a great defensive coordinator, and we get more compensation when he leaves. Really for us, there's no losing, because if he gets hired away, for a head coaching gig, that means that he did his job fixing the defense. If not, we get him for another year.
I'm 100% with you on that. If your coordinator,
he's already said
that's a sign they're doing a good job.
He's already said that he wants to be aggressive, but not stupid, but be aggressive, blitz. He blitzed 48% of the time when he was calling plays for the Dolphins. Compared to when we blitzed 16 last year. He was talking about cover 0, cover 1, doing all this man press, blitz kind of stuff. And also the biggest thing that I the most important thing to me is he was talking about how his system is not fixed as a 3-4 or a 4-3. His system is dependent on what team we're playing and what his players fit best in. He's not doing a system and making players fit into his system. He's having each player's role individually tailored to what they do best and what team they're playing against.
That, in my opinion, is the sign of a phenomenal head football coach. I'm not going to point out any names here, but when I had the fortunate privilege to speak with a Tulane coach a couple years ago, I asked him, when you're going out recruiting, looking for players, are you looking for best players available? Are you trying to find guys to fit your scheme and what you're doing? And he said, we're going pure attributes. We're trying to find the best kids possible. We change our scheme to fit our players. We don't make our players fit our scheme. It's the other way around. That's how coaching should work. You take the talent and what they have and what they give you, and you maximize their talent. You don't try to fucking turn them into something they're not. It's not going to work out.
It's also why we see so many players bust in the NFL coming from college, is because they're forced to try and play in ways that they are not meant to be playing.
Let them do what they do best. You have to, if you don't do that, they're not going to perform the best that they can. I don't think that's rocket science. I love that though. I do think, I mean, if we're even looking at Belichick defense shit, the fucking 4-3-3-4 hybrids, very, very effective. And, something I wish Ohio State could do a little more of. Now Knowles is here, but we'll find out.
All right, we will. Let's wrap with these 2 off seasons that I have prepared for us. Yeah, unless you have anything else to do, anything else to talk about.
No, that's pretty. Oh, well, quick side note: Daniel Jones allegedly planning on switching agents, and he is allegedly capital A is asking for $45 million annually.
Yeah, so he'll be a free agent. I would not be signing Daniel Jones for $45 million. I'm not for. Yeah, no.
It's just
nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough.
For me to think though, Everett, not 45, but definitely think there might be some fucking team out there who will give him a 3-year $100 million.
Commanders probably would.
Not much guaranteed.
You know who would? The Colts. The Colts would do that.
He's too young. He needs to be older.
In
3 years, they'll go after him.
They still had Carson Wentz. They still had Carson Wentz for it, though.
But Carson Wentz is 60. Or at least
he has the body of a 60-year-old. Yeah, he has the body of a 60-year-old. But, okay, here are the 2 off seasons for today. Apparently, somebody's been waiting 20 days for a Steelers off season, and was also people were just he's dodging it. He's never going to do it. Well, guess what? I'm doing it now. So
even though I requested to keep dodging it because I think it's funny, but
yeah. So Steelers off season. That's funny. You thought I was going to do it? Absolutely the fuck not. No, here you go. All right.
I actually don't know if you're doing it or not. I have no idea.
All right, so we'll keep the anticipation going. Raiders off season. Here we go. Raiders off season. Trade for Jesus fuck. Hold on.
I mute myself for these. I don't want to disrupt. So.
Yeah, I had like a little like personal like seizure. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I tweaked out for a second. All right. Raiders offseason wish list. Trade for Aaron Rodgers, re-sign Rock Ya-Sin, Mac Hollins, Jermaine Illuminor, and Jarrett Stidham, and sign Quincy Williams, Tanner Vallejo, and Isaiah Oliver. There you go. Like nice and short. Nice
sweet.
And short.
I like that one a lot.
Nice and short. They do not have much money after they trade for Aaron Rodgers. Their defense is completely.
They do have a lot of money right now, though. They have like 50
Yeah,
million.
Their defense is pretty buns. I'm not gonna lie, but like we said, this is I would do 2 of these. I can do this one. We'll see what the response is. But I honestly think that if you don't get, I can make a second one too, and it can literally just be trading for the Raiders offseason, and underneath just be like, assume you don't get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then it's completely redo everything. Because you're going to trade players away. You're going to sign players. So I know that. I mean, personally, what I would probably do is the moment I don't get Aaron Rodgers, I'd just throw everything into a rebuild.
Jones, trying to get rid of
Max Crosby. Like that's what I would instantly just throw everything out the window. But because this is what the Raiders fans are asking for, like this is making them try and contend
right now. If you're not in a position to compete.
this would make them contend. All right. A lot of their draft, by the way, like all going to be defensive players. Like that's what they need. Defensive players. Yeah. Everything. Unless they don't get Aaron Rodgers, in which case they'll probably draft CJ Stroud. Okay, Steelers off season. I'm gonna do it. All right, gonna do it.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Steelers off season.
Actually asking for 20 days straight.
Oh, you've just been responding on the TikToks every day for 20 days. That seems like a commitment, but all right.
It was.
Steelers offseason. Fire Matt Canada. Cut Mitch Trubisky. Hold on. I'm going to have to sound this out. Hold on. Chukwuma Okorafor. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Chukwuma Okorafor. Chukwuma.
Can you just not have that player in the list? Can you just take him out?
I need to. It's a big Chukwuma Okorafor. Okay. Steelers offseason. Fire Matt Canada. Cut Mitch Trubisky.
Oh. All right, let's do it again. You got this shit.
Chukwuma. We're going to get it. Chukwuma. Okay. Fire Matt Canada. Cut Mitch Trubisky. Chukwuma Okorafor and Mason Cole. Re-sign Cameron Sutton, Chris Wormley, and Terrell Edmonds. Restructure Minka Fitzpatrick and Cameron Hayward. Sign Connor McGovern, Billy Turner, Brandon Allen, and Tremaine Edmonds. There you go.
Tremaine Edmonds. Okay.
Yeah. Miles Jack and Tremaine Edmonds on the inside.
We'll see how that pans out.
Honestly, like I think that they probably like my friend who's a Steelers fan was like, yeah, like I want to try and trade for Jalen Ramsey. No.
What?
No.
What?
No.
Why?
That's gonna take up like 3/4 of your cap that you're not gonna be competing for 4 years, and then he's gonna retire. Like, what the fuck's the point?
I'm not a fan of that decision.
But yeah, so fire Matt Canada, cut Mitch Trubisky, Chukwuma Okorafor, and Mason Cole, re-sign Cameron Sutton, Chris Wormley, and Terrell Edmonds, restructure Minka Fitzpatrick and Cam Hayward, and sign Connor McGovern, Billy Turner, Brandon Allen, and Tremaine Edmonds. There you go.
Could be some interesting moves. I think Steelers right now in an interesting spot.
They're in limbo. It's in limbo.
Kind of have the weapons.
What? Kind of have the weapons. I personally, I think you have to keep Deontay Johnson and George Pickens. They're both young. Najee Harris, don't re-sign him to a 5th-year option. Like, just let him go. Offensive line's ass, so draft that. Kind of fix it up a little bit more. The tackles specifically. You have the inside of your linebacker core will get fixed up. You don't sign Devin Bush. You get Tremaine Edmonds. He's there with his brother. That's why By the way, when people comment and they're like, why the fuck are you saying resign Terrell Edmonds? He does nothing. You're re-signing him because you're re-signing him to go get Tremaine Edmonds. That's literally the point. I know he's dog shit, but I know he's ass.
Politics, people. Okay.
There's somebody commented on one of our TikToks. Somebody commented on one of our TikToks being like, cap is not like off seasons is not just based off of like numbers and money and stuff. Like you have to think about other stuff. Guess what? I am thinking about everything. You just think that I'm putting shit out there just because? No, like I'm sitting here for hours trying to figure out that like everything. I might not be the best person at it, but I'm not an NFL GM. Like I'm not. This is not my specialty. So I'm.
Yeah, your specialty is the draft.
So, that's all I'm saying is. Also, if you're saying that, you go do it. Go start your TikTok page. Go start doing it. And then we can see. You can respond on our TikToks.
No, don't tell.
We'll see what people say.
Competition. Actually, don't make an account. But yeah,
we already got people like reviewing our videos. So good job. I appreciate your negativity and support. It means a lot to me. It means it's coming through the heart. It means it's coming from the heart.
Those are the off-season recaps, though. I'm gonna try to calm down Everett a little bit. I liked how you kept him shorter this time. I appreciate that on my behalf. If you
I really couldn't figure out. Well,
my God,
I had to do the actual editing for that one. You did the TikTok bit for it.
I know the TikTok bit though was. We can talk about this on a different time, but yeah. It was not fun. And that you know what? That's not either of our faults. That's the Saints GM and cap manager. That is your fault. That's your fault. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Rate us 5 stars. You can find us on TikTok and on YouTube at Waterboy Pod. We're on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, everywhere that you can find podcasts. We are there. Make sure that you're listening. Make sure you share the podcast with your friends, family members, your grandparents, your teachers, the people at the bar, played at the bar. But thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Waterboy's out.